Hello, my beautiful friends. It's Archelaus here. And this video is going to be all about feeling overwhelmed, feeling emotional, feeling like you feel too much. Because this has really come up a couple times this year, and it's been a theme for me my whole life. And I have a feeling that since you're an intuitive, sensitive, creative soul too, you've come across this in your own life and in your business if you have one. So what am I talking about? I'm really talking about this overwhelming sense of emotion that can come over you, sometimes for no reason at all. And I'm not talking about being hormonal either. I'm talking about feeling like you need to cry all the time, feeling stuffed, feeling like it's too much to deal with, whatever that is, and not knowing how to process these big emotional feelings. You know, I was always like this as a kid. I remember once my friend moved out of state when I was about 7 years old. And the first time we were going to talk to her on the phone, I started crying and wailing even before she got on the phone because I was so overwhelmed with the feeling of talking to my friend. And that's a really specific example, but if you take it to today, we're on Earth to process energy. We're on Earth to be the filter for this high vibe energy. It's coming down into us, mixing in our bodies, and then we are kind of radiating it out. Now, we're not doing this on purpose. It happens automatically. But when we are blocked or not fully grounded, or we haven't caught up with the capacity that we're being given, we're going to feel this emotion. We're going to feel this energy as a too much feeling, as a stuffed, as a I can't take anymore. And what's going to happen is we're going to shut ourselves down. We're going to shut ourselves down emotionally and creatively, mostly. Then communication. Then whatever else has to shut down, because we're like breaking our circuits. You know, we're flipping our switches because there's too much going on. So again, what's happening is we're channeling big volumes of energy. We're channeling our own potential. We're channeling the direct link we have with Source to flood the earth with this amazing energy, because that's just who we are. We are these high vibrational beings, all of us, and that's just part of the plan this time around. But if we're not taking care of ourselves, if we're not dealing with our emotions on a daily basis, if we're not grounding ourselves to the earth, we're not going to be able to handle that amount of energy. And it's not a blame thing. I mean, it happens to me daily where sometimes I feel so overwhelmed. But there's things you can do about it. So you don't have to feel shut down anymore. You don't have to feel like you can't create, or all these feelings will come up, or you can't talk to this certain person because these feelings will come up. If you're stunting yourself because you're afraid that it's too much, right? You can't handle it, then I've got some really great tips for you. So the first one is ground yourself. And even if you think you're doing it right now, trust me, there's a new level that you can achieve. I always thought that, when I was a teenager, I was completely ungrounded. Absolutely. It took me about a decade to really know or experience what it feels like to be grounded. I worked on it every single day, and it was still really hard for me. Luckily, I had a great mentor at the time who made sure that I was grounded every time I saw her. But, there's a lot of different ways to ground, and you need to find the one that works best for you. I'm going to include a link underneath this with a little video that I like to use and give to my clients. It's by Jim Self. Jim Self, my absolute favorite foundational tool teacher by far. I'll give you his link to his direct website as well, so you can take all of his tools. But the key is really find something that works for you. Find something that works so you can feel the effects of it. It's not just a mental thing. And I was on the phone with a client today who can't do the grounding in a normal, like, rooted tree kind of way. She needs to actually expand out from her heart and her body, like a crystal would grow. So If the regular rooted grounding doesn't work for you, know that you can do it a different way, and do a little guided meditation with yourself. Put yourself in a really relaxed state. Ask your higher self what is the best way for you to ground, and just listen and see what you get. I think that doing this step of finding out the right way for you is going to be so beneficial to the rest of your life. Everything changes when you're grounded. Everything. So make this a real priority for yourself, and know that you can always get to a new level. I thought I was grounded this year, but a lot of different people kept telling me that my guides were telling me to ground, or their guides were telling them to tell me to ground. And I was like, what's going on? Why? And then I went to Hawaii and I found this house that started talking to me and showing me what a grounded feeling really feels like. So my next level of grounding, and oh my God, I was not grounded. The contrast was amazing. So know that even if you already feel grounded, you feel like you've taken care of the step, please do it. It'll definitely help you be able to expand. Because what happens when you're grounded is you have more safety and comfort on this planet. You have a bigger range that you can then expand into, and you can become much more visible and a much more influential person. And I know so many of you have amazing things to share, and this is really the first step into doing that. So, number 2, add more art to your life. Now, I'm honestly making you this video because I just had this huge epiphany that I need to make more art. I need to really focus on this for a while here and get out a lot of these stuck things I have in me and just express myself for the hell of it. You know, I've been an artist my entire life, and for the past few months I've been very artistic, very creative, drawing every day. However, it's been for business, it's been for teaching, and I've kind of neglected my own just unabashed personal expression in the process. And I've really been feeling the past few months now to go further. So not just to paint by myself in my office, not just to post it on Facebook, but to actually develop a whole new blog and find a way to write more often, paint more often, create new things more often, and to put that up there. And what that's going to allow me to do is really expand my own energetic and physical horizons so I can be more present in my business. So for a couple months now, my art and business minds have been battling each other, and I've been trying to figure out, how do I bring everything together that I'm doing the business stuff, I'm doing the intuitive art stuff, I want to do my own art. And I've been in this kind of mental loop of like, how do I put it all together? And the wisdom I received today from Lana Boss and from myself was, I don't need to worry about putting the business stuff together. All I need to do is really focus on expressing myself and creating my own channel for expression, and then all of that other stuff will work itself out. So having your own channel of self-expression is so important, whether you publicize it or not. But if you are feeling overwhelmed and emotional, I know you're not going to want to start doing art because it's going to let that faucet flow, but it's so important because the alternative is to keep all of that inside of you, and that's just, it's going to be a festering mess. You got to get it out. Whatever, cry for 2 days. I've done it before. It's okay. You're going to survive. And if you can be creative in that time, all the better, because you may even learn something about yourself. Consider it art therapy. Go away for the weekend if you have to. You can get a hotel room for under $100 a night if you need to. Lock yourself away. Bring your pen and paper or your journal or whatever you do to express yourself, and just go for it. Don't worry about censoring yourself. Don't worry about what other people will think, because they don't have to see it. And you just open the flow again, and don't worry about how it's going to come out. The other thing is, make sure that you're being yourself in your everyday life. Now, this can be the hardest one. Whenever I feel this kind of big surge that I need to like it's like do or die, you have to get this stuff out, it's usually because I've been censoring myself in some way in my private life. I've been not as expressive as I want to be. I've been kind of changing my words around to not push anybody's buttons. And it doesn't happen too often because I've really worked on this for a long time. However, we never stop growing. We never stop reaching new levels of embodiment within ourselves. And that's really what this is all about. And so listen to your intuition. Always be yourself. Try not to worry about other people's opinions, even if they're very close to you. And follow those instincts to create and express, because if you don't, again, it's not going to be pretty. I know what it's like to be afraid to express yourself completely. You know, when I'm feeling really happy and I go to the grocery store and I'm smiling and walking around, sometimes I feel a little self-conscious and I kind of go back into my shell a bit. So that's something I'm currently working on, and I believe that doing my art will really help me get through that. So for you, if you're feeling overwhelmed, I know that the normal thing to do is to shut yourself down, right? It's to go back into your cave, to plug up everything so you don't feel, because music, art, creation, anything, a good friend, a hug, those things can trigger that release. And I know you're afraid of the release, but don't be. Put yourself in a safe environment if you need to, like a hotel room, go to a spa, whatever your budget is, there is a solution for you. And really do let it out. Spark that thing on your own. Push your own button so that that can come out. Bring the saddest music that you need to, or bring the happiest music. A lot of us are not really crying out of sorrow. A lot of us are crying out of pure joy. You know, it's not just that we're afraid of the future or that we feel the pain of humanity. We feel the joy in humanity and what's going on right now. We are suppressing this joy and this love we have for humanity. And why? Why are we doing it? You know, I'm doing it too. That's not a blame. We all do it at times, but what I want to do is stop. I want to stop doing that. I want to fully express myself, whether I walk around crying all the time or not. I think it's important for us to really be able to embody all the energy we're bringing to Earth right now and let it show up however it needs to. So I really hope that this video has touched you in a good way. There is so much amazingness happening right now, and you are really here to contribute to that. And whether you know it or not, you already are. So thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for signing up, for being here right now. And I really wish you all the best and lots of love on your journey. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.